Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a plan with me for February 2025. I'm working in an 8x8 dot grid journal from Archer and Olive. I have had requests to share a after the pen, so I thought I'd just show you through January. This is my header page. Here's my calendar. Just have a few things written in there, some information that's covered up, and that's okay. Kind of go through here pretty quickly. There's not a lot on my main page. You can see I have my line a day filled in. This is just all the things that happened. My project bingo page, you can see where the snowflakes are. Those are the things that I managed to get accomplished, although I realized there was a few that I needed to go back through and add some snowflakes to. But then I have my video ideas and my schedule for this month. And then I had intended to go back through and color my little doodling page, but I never did. There's even a couple days that I didn't actually do a doodle for. And then my self-care page, again, I used the snowflakes just to indicate those things that I had done. And you'll see varying days of completion here. I have some days that I just have a lot of things and sticky notes and all kinds of stuff. And then there are days where I'm not doing very well, especially with my Bible or my habit tracker, sorry. And so then there are days like this where I just have a bunch of sticky notes because this is some pre-planning that I was doing. So for February. So that brings me to my page. I've already sketched in all of my days. I'm very inspired by this silly page of stickers from Grabby. I unboxed this this kit last month, and these stickers are hysterical to me. And so it ended up being kind of the inspiration for this whole theme for this month. And so I had already penciled out the word February. And then as I was using my Tombow dual brush marker here, I did not continue to follow my lines, so my title got a little wonky, but that's okay. Everything this month is going to be kind of sketchy and hand-drawn and doodly, and that's okay. I'm using a Pentel Sign brush pen here for the days of the week across my calendar. I love these pens because even if you don't typically write like calligraphy type writing, because of the brush nib of them, you can really just use your own handwriting in some ways, and it will naturally look like fancier calligraphy, if that makes sense, even though it's really not. That was literally just my handwriting as I was writing across the page. And then I decided, still inspired by those hysterical eggs with the faces, that I'm going to do that for my calendar. So I created little eggs for each day. I'm just writing the days of the month through there. And then later you'll see a picture. I went actually back through and colored like the yolk part in. But for some reason, I just think they're so funny. And so I'm just kind of trying to pull that theme all the way through. So you'll see a lot of breakfasty items, coffee, a lot of coffee, as always. Usually I do my favorite things kind of theme in February, which is usually coffee related. So there will be coffee. This next day is my line a day page. I use this just to record something that happened that day, something I'm grateful for that day, something that I want to remember, that kind of thing. And so I do have a little bit of space down here at the bottom. So I'm using these coffee cups. Well, it's actually just kind of a washi that has a lot of different types of beverages. So I just isolated the section that I want. This is, again, a washi tape strip from that Grabby sub box. So if you're interested in that, I will link the unboxing of that so you can see that box if you missed that video. But I just added those little drinks across the bottom just to kind of fill in that space since February only has 28 days. And then I just am writing a line a day, again, using a Tombow dual brush marker here in just this green color. And after the fact, I will come back through and do a couple other little things. So this is kind of me just doing the bare bones first, and then I always kind of come back through and redecorate. So I always get a lot of questions about this page, probably just because I call it bingo, but I wrote bingo across the top, and then I wrote project over the top of that. These are just things that I really want to get done this month, but they don't have a specific date or schedule things, but just a way for me to kind of visually represent things that I want to do. And so this month is going to be difficult because we're traveling a lot in February. And so I don't know how much of these I will actually get done. And you saw from last month, there were some and they were sporadic, but I certainly didn't fill in the whole entire card. But I'm giving myself a free space, and then I'll come back in and write all the things, kind of intentions that I have for the month. It's just a visual way for me to really see what is happening. And then I have my YouTube schedule, which is going to be very important because, again, like I said, I'm traveling some this month. And so having videos go up is something that's just very helpful. And then the video ideas, sometimes I have people that leave me comments and stuff about asking for techniques or whatever. And so I'm trying to keep track of those in those video ideas, as well as kind of brainstorming things that I want to do throughout the month. So this is, again, a page inspired by these hysterical stickers. So last month I did the doodle a day, which kind of that each doodle represented something that happened that day. This month, I'm going to change it up a little bit. In the past, years ago, I used to do sometimes like a mood tracker for the day, or like a one little word. And so that's kind of, I'm going to throw back to that. I like to change up my planner spreads. I'm trying to do that more. Last year, I kind of got stuck in a rut, and I really enjoy just having some different fun kind of pages. So this one is going to be one little word. And so that might be an emotion. It might be something that happened or whatever. So I'm going to write that word in the box, and then I will kind of underscore that idea with those little emoji egg faces. And so then I thought, well, for my self-care / project page here, I am going to use the eggs again. So I'm going to write down the little things that I want to accomplish in these the egg yolk part, and then as I do them, I will color that in, if that makes sense. So I was trying to figure out a way to accurately depict the title for this, and so these are things that I just want to make time for this month, whether that's self-care or, a specific project. If I want to, purge something, things that I really want to make sure that I'm making time to do, even if that's like, sending a card to a friend or something like that. I just want to make sure that I have a good, fun way to kind of represent those things. And then these are my weekly spreads. I'm changing up my layout this time. You can kind of see. We'll try this and see how it works. Sometimes I don't do as well with vertical planning sections, just because I write really large, but hopefully this will work. So you can see for Saturday and Sunday, I have just a half a page in there, and then I still am pulling through a couple of these things that are really helpful to me. There's an intentions section and a meal planning section, and then habits, which notoriously I'm very bad at tracking. So I don't know why I continue to do this, other than in hopes that I will actually start developing. I do the things, I'm just really bad at tracking the things. And so trying to get better at doing that. So I'm going to try this habit tracker again this month. And then if it's not working, I may end up changing that as well. I am adding a little bit of color with another Tombow marker up here, because this is where my headers for the days are going to be. And then I'm coming through with an Archer and Olive calligraph marker, because they have like the tips that are like a wider brush and a smaller on them. I really like these calligraph markers a lot. And this was a nice dark brown color. Everything that I did for my pages was really a dark brown. I used dark brown microns and brown flare pens for all of the structure of my pages this month. So you can see I'm just going through and writing. And again, this is really kind of just my handwriting. These smaller kind of brush pens work really well for this, to make it almost feel like it's calligraphy, but really it's just me writing the days of the week across the top and numbering them. And then I'll come back through and write the headers in that area that I sort of colored. So this first one is going to be intentions. These are things that I really need to do this week, but I don't have, a place for them, or almost like a brain dump. Like, these are all the things I need to do this week. And then at the beginning of the week, I'll kind of assign those to the days. Like, when does this work? When do these things need to be done, and that kind of stuff. So, and then I'm just going to come back through and start decorating a little bit. So I'm going to keep this month very, very simple. Again, I have a lot of traveling. I have a lot of stuff I need to get done this month. And so I don't have a lot of time to just be decorating and playing in my planner. I need it to be more function this month. So I'm going through just to add a little bit of color and interest, though. I'm adding these little tiny stickers. Again, these are all from that Grabby sub box. And some of them are like coffee themed, and some of them are just like cozy little house situations. But I thought they all really went together well. So some of them are like baked goods and, breakfasty type foods and that kind of thing. So I did add a little quote there over the weekend section. And this is the pattern that I will follow through the rest of the month pages. I'm not going to bother you with showing how I fill those out, but this is how the rest of the month will look. And then I'm going to come back through, add a little bit of a little scene here with some of those stickers again down here, just to try to fill in some of this empty space down here in the bottom on this one little word page. And then I thought on the make time page, because this looks a little bare, it will get a little bit more busy as I kind of fill it in, but this gives me an option too where I can just add a few little stickers. So I'm finishing up that scene over there for one little word. And I also oftentimes will come back through even as the month is going on. If I just feel like I want to add a doodle or a sticker or something, I will do that too. So these are not like completely 100% decorated, as you could see from my after the pen. But let me know if next month when I do my plan with me, if you'd like to see how these pages ended up looking. And so again, just going through here, adding a few little random stickers floating around amongst my little eggs here. I know this page doesn't make sense, but this page actually really makes me happy because there were days like last month where I had some self-care things that literally I finished those on the 31st. But I made time for those things, and that was something that was really helpful to me throughout the month, knowing that like there's something about that process of having a list and checking it off. It just makes me more accountable to myself. And so that's just something that is really helpful to me, and then to be able to kind of visually represent it just is helpful. So again, I'm just going through here highlighting some important days on my calendar. I did write over on the left side intentions. And again, that'll be kind of a list of things like things that I need to do this month. There's like oil changing and, you know, just lots of different things. Sometimes it just helps me to be able to brainstorm all of those, and then they kind of get filtered in through my month as I'm working. Back to this first page, I was waiting to decorate this. And then I found this huge coffee cup, which I thought was hilarious. So I'm going to put this on this cover page. Again, this is from that same sticker book. And then I'll use some of those little smaller stickers, again, just to create a little tiny scene over there underneath the Y, just for a little bit of color and interest. I don't really ever come back to this page. It's just kind of a way to introduce a theme, I guess. And then you'll also see in the pictures at the end, I'm going to come back through and highlight or color in the yolks of these numbers. But right now, I'm just adding little stickers on some of the days that are important this month. There's some birthdays and things that I want to include, and so putting a little sticker on there. The highlighted areas, those are days actually that we're traveling. And then, of course, Valentine's Day, and then I will add to that as the month progresses. But these are all the pages for this month. I'm not going to bore you watching me do the rest of the month, but these are kind of how they look. There's some still shots you can kind of see. This one is how it looks after I just kind of colored in those egg yolks for the day. And then I did color in this on the line of day. I just added a little bit of color in there as well. And that's it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.